welcome to another episode of the Marco Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Modco podcast. So, today on my entrepreneur segment, I have a special guest with me. Her name is Mary Gooden. She is an international speaker, a best selling author, a founder of Divine Destiny Mentoring and Publishing, and the CEO of what she likes to call her brilliant life. After years of being unimpressed by her 9-to-5 corporate job, big house, and the living for the weekend culture, Mary decided to go all in and create a life by her own design, based on purpose and desire. She has spent over a decade immersed in self-discovery, spiritual knowledge, mentoring, and learning from others' stories through her publishing house. And now Mary teaches her clients how to live their unique truth and cultivate a joy-filled life in business. So let's welcome Mary to the show. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thanks, Angel, so much for having me. I'm really just truly delighted to be here with you.
You are very welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I am excited. So, fun fact, you are my second best-selling author that I have had on the show. So I'm feeling special here getting all these best-selling authors. So
you are magnetizing, girl.
I know, right? Look at me. So is there anything else that you would like to share with my audience?
Gosh, that sums it up. I always wonder which bio I send. There's so many facets to this diamond, this brilliant life of mine. But I'm just here to show the way of really tapping into our truest and most authentic self, desire, purpose, passion, and really feel so comfortable in exploring that and being in limitless possibility with it. So that is really what's lighting me up right now, is truly, I feel like I'm just tapping into the heart of humanity, to really being embodied.
Okay.
And serving on purpose from that place of entrepreneurship, from that place of.
Okay, awesome. Well, that sounds wonderful. And we're just going to go ahead and dive right into it so I can get some of this good juju, and I can just feel like all your good vibes and all your good energy through the computer. So like when you can feel somebody's good vibes and energy through the computer, that's a wonderful thing. So
yummy. Yes.
Yeah. So Mary, how long have you been an entrepreneur?
So I've been Divine Destiny Mentoring and Publishing, or started out as publishing, only for a short 2.5 years.
Okay.
I've dabbled in some other things during my corporate carnival life, is what I like to call it. I started my own tie-dye company where I would make and sew yoga pants, serious as a heart attack. This was my outlet, right? I was 80 hours a week in the corporate industry, and I needed an artistic outlet of my own creation. And that's what it was. I sewed the pants, I tie-dyed them. It was a 12-step process.
Oh, wow.
The company was called I Love Dye. And I did some shirts, and it just gave me a really creative space for myself.
Okay.
Literally did it all in our garage. And had the cutest little boutique business. So entrepreneurship started for me a little bit sooner than the publishing company. But what I do now in this online space, and what is now growing to in-person spaces, is publishing and facilitating retreats here in Sedona. And it really has only been a short few years of playing in this realm of limitless possibility, because that's what it feels like for me. When you're doing the things that you're passionate about, there's no limits.
Right. That's true. I agree with that. Like, you find something you're passionate about and you just get excited to do it and you're ready to do it. So you said you do retreats. So the publishing company also does retreats. So tell us a little bit about the business and how everything kind of works together.
So the publishing is, I service anthology books, solo authors, of really getting their message and purpose, their purpose-driven message, right? Okay. Which is what we are all really anxious to deliver, our methods and methodologies and medicine for online entrepreneurs. And again, what is now transitioning into people that I meet in person step into that space also to grow their business, to increase their visibility, to create irresistible impact, and really to prosper on purpose.
Okay.
The retreats started a couple years before the publishing, and those are here in Sedona, Arizona. And those started as Journey of the Heart retreats. I have studied many modalities, in energetic practices of yoga and Reiki, meditation, breath work. So those kind of started, and what the virtual business did was enhance my audience for those retreats. So the very reason I shared my first story before I became a publisher, my first story in a multi-author book, was to grow my visibility.
Okay.
And so they now are intermingling, where I offer writing retreats here in Sedona, Arizona. I still offer Journeys of the Heart. I offer spaces where other entrepreneurs and leaders can co-facilitate with me, as they may not feel comfortable knowing the land or where the best places are, that we actually do it together, a collaboration.
Okay.
Which stems from publishing, because I love to collaborate.
Okay.
So everything is limitless there. But it's a whole lot of fun being able to use both of these opportunities and experiences to continue to shine our light. That is the title of my podcast, but to shine our light, to be the leaders of this new earth, to be a purpose-driven leader, which is one of your questions. Like, what is that? Is to drive forward, to move forward, linking arms with the people that we came here to connect with, and creating loving and lasting change together.
All right, awesome. Thank you. And so you talked about your podcast. Can you tell us a little bit more about your podcast, Shine Our Light, and what you kind of talk about on your podcast?
So it's just showcasing the voices of visionaries who are also taking the lead in this age of love, truth, and transformation. And I always ask the same three questions. What is your mission and purpose? What's lighting you up? How has it affected your relationships? And then I always ask for one word that describes how they feel leading in this. What is the energetic feeling of leading in this way, to be able to walk your walk and to serve, again, as an entrepreneur, to offer your services. So yeah.
And then you talked about it a little bit, but I want to dive deeper into it, talking about your purpose-driven business. So what do you mean when you say purpose-driven business?
So purpose-driven for me is leading with wholeheartedly. It is driving into what you know, your soul, your purpose, your mission. And it also could be what you really feel passionate about, what you really feel good about doing, in case some of those other words don't quite mingle with you. It's something that lights you up. And every day, it's not the something that they said you'd be good at, or you go to college for this because you'll make a lot of money. Purpose-driven is driven with a wholehearted mission to create the change that you know you came here to create, that you feel in your body.
And is that what kind of drove you to leave your corporate 9-to-5 job to start on this journey of entrepreneurship?
This is so true, Angel. Yes. And what got me out of it was teaching fitness. I love teaching fitness. I love holding a space for other people to find a better way to health.
Okay, awesome. And then I want to talk back about your tie-dye business a little bit, because I like how you kind of skimmed over, but it's really interesting. So how did you, I know you said it was kind of your outlet. So did you just start one day? Was this something that you started when you were doing your 9-to-5 job and you're like, I just need a break just to kind of get this out, and then it turned into a business? Or how did that come about?
Such a fun story. So I was an avid yogi. I was teaching yoga, and I was in my corporate piece. I was in executive leadership, managing a multi-million-dollar dental office.
Okay.
So I taught a lot of yoga on the weekends, and then after work, I'd go teach at the club, because that was my passion. So I was trying to find a balance.
Okay.
And I loved these yoga pants that this woman made. They were called Inner Chi, ENER and then CHI. And what I found was I wanted to go get more, and I couldn't find them.
Oh.
I mean, this is the Leo in me. I'm like a go-getter.
Okay, gotcha.
But I can't find these pants that I love. So I just thought this brilliant idea came, that make them yourself.
Okay.
So I was like, because if I want something, I'm going to go get it.
Right. I'm going to figure out a way to get it. I want it, so I'm going to get it somehow.
This was the first idea. Maybe it was, now that I'm talking to you about it, maybe it was one of my first steps to help understand that I could find the way, that I could chase my dreams and my heart, and that I could. So that's interesting. I just learned that with you. But yeah, so I researched the fabric. I looked for the best dyes that I could find. I ordered fabric from California. I brought back to memory how to sew. When I was 8 or 9 years old, I was taking sewing classes.
Oh,
My
so
mom
was I.
sewing classes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of brought back that part of me. I learned how to sew. I got the machines I needed. And on the weekends, I sat on my exercise stability ball. I sewed these pants. It was a 12-step dye process. Like, I really got engaged in it, and I started wearing them. And as I would teach yoga and I would wear them, they had their own design. I even ordered little iron-on patches
Yeah.
to put on the back.
Okay.
This was so I was like my own little business, and
Right.
people like them. So I started selling them mostly at the gym. It was the first website I ever started was ilovedye.com. So it really was my foothold into what later has become me comfortable in the brilliance of virtual online business. But it was a fun stepping stone. And so that was my thing. And then I ordered shirts, just plain white shirts, and started doing shirts. And so it was. I would go to different running festivals. I would have a tent, a booth.
And what made you stop doing that?
It was a shift. It was a stepping stone or a catalyst.
Gotcha.
As I just reflected back, as I was really talking to you about it, it was a catalyst. And as that part started to fade out, I imagine creating more rest and space for my sovereignty to move through, which is when I started going part-time in my corporate space.
Okay.
It was really a yearning to start looking a little bit further into what I really wanted to be a part of, what experience. And I offer this to everyone, to ask yourself, what experience do I really want to have while I'm living and breathing?
I really like that. That's awesome. So, okay, cool. Thank you. I just recently got into yoga. So when I was in college, I took a yoga class because you had to take like all the electives and stuff like that. And my roommate talked me into taking a yoga class, and I absolutely hated it when we took it. Like, they would turn the lights off and I'd be over there on my yoga mat sleep. And I just thought that yoga was like the worst thing in the world. And then I ended up trying it again, like maybe a few years ago. And I was like, oh, it's not so bad. And then I always wanted to try, I was like, I want to try goat yoga. So finally, I think like maybe a month ago, I finally got to try goat yoga for the first time. And it was amazing. I'm like, I love this. I'm going to start doing yoga all the time. And so that's my goal now, is to really get into it and start doing it. So cool.
It's such a fun practice. And I think just a reflection of that, I think it finds you when you're ready, because I hated it the first time too.
Oh, wow.
True story. I got on it and I was like, this is too slow. Like, no, ma'am.
Right. Yeah. I was like, this is boring and this is slow. And I'm just going to take my nap right now. Like, no, thank you.
Same.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it does. I think it's, I believe that of all of life, but we can start at the base. That I think yoga is one that does. It finds you when you're ready to receive it, because it's all part of our process. And I taught at least 3 programs, teacher training programs, in my yoga studio.
Okay.
And it really is, to me, it's like a journey to self. And when you're ready to go on that journey, it is one of the most expansive ways, I think, to go on that journey, is to get to know yourself on the yoga mat. Even that, because there still will be days where like, why did I even come?
What am I doing?
Yeah. And we get a chance to really find a deeper level of compassion. And so I still teach it. I teach it in Sedona at one of the most beautiful resort spas in Tlaquepaque. It's called Los Abrigados. And I just love it. I just feel like it's such a compassionate and loving time to spend with yourself and with others who are doing the same.
Right.
Because it's like you said, you can feel an energy. Like when you can feel an energy in that yoga space that makes everything easy, or, just, it makes things easy. That's the word that come through. That's it.
It does. I agree. Easy and peaceful. Like just easy and peaceful. How do you get visible with your ideal audience?
This is fun too. So I'm now speaking on stages.
Okay.
I have my own podcast. I have community calls for my clients once a month. And I do a lot of lives. As I said earlier, I love collaboration. So with some of my clients, I'll pick on a weekly basis, I'll do an interview with them. I'll talk all about them. You could call it an interactive podcast. And then I use that same video and I send it right out to all my email lists and promote their offers. But I am a lot on social and mostly on Facebook. My Instagram has started to connect with me because a lot of platforms is a lot of platforms.
Yes, it
I like to
is.
play outside a lot, so having too many platforms. But I have a website, and I just keep it fresh. I have a message to share, and so whatever stage I can get on and share it. As one of my favorite people, Kimberly Crow, says, when somebody hands you a mic, take it.
Take it. Okay. Yep. Take it. Just get out there. And I agree with like social media. There's so many different platforms and everything. And every platform is not meant for every business. And I think that's something that people really have to kind of figure out and understand is that just because the social media platform is out there, that may not be where your target audience is at. You really need to find where your target audience is at and what platforms they're spending their time on so that you are creating the content that goes for that platform. Because if not, you will get overwhelmed and you won't have time to do anything else if you're just sitting there trying to create content and do things and figure out all 800 social media platforms that are out there.
It's so true. A thought that came through that's very similar to that today and every week since last Monday or the beginning of the month was that we oftentimes, like you said, we kind of hide behind getting all these posts on the flat platforms without recognizing where our audience is. And we do the same thing by creating and hiding behind our programs without the invitation.
Right.
Like, do the other change, go
Right.
find the one that works for you, be content with that one or two, and then invite people to your programs and create them once you've invited them.
Yes. That was what a program that I was doing. A lady said that she she has her email list, she built her email list, and then she reached out to her email list and she was like, okay, what do you all want to see? And then from there, she started creating it. And, at first I'm like, well, she has all these people on her email list. Like, of course she can do that. But it really is something that you need to figure out because if not, you're just out there creating stuff. And I too had that problem. It's like, okay, I'm creating all this stuff and nobody wants it. It's like, okay, well, who am I sending it to? Like, I need to connect with people. So you have to make that connection. And you can't do that if you're trying to be on every site all the time.
Well, I think that's where that burnout comes. And perhaps that's why the statistics, and I don't know what they are. Good thing, I'm going to look them up, but how many online or virtual platforms don't get to the measure or scale to the desired level? Because I won't use any of those other words.
Right.
Is perhaps because of these two things, like
Right.
creating programs that don't sell because you're not checking in with the audience that's watching you to see what they want, and then delivering yourself to an audience that really isn't ideal for you.
Exactly. And then when you do get, even when you have like one or two people on your email list, instead of trying to focus and grow those one or two people that are showing you, hey, I'm interested in this, I want to be a part of this, tell me more. You're trying to focus on the other 50 people out there who you don't have. And it's like, well, grow and nurture those one or two people. And again, that's something that I too struggle with, but it's like grow and nurture those one or two people and focus on them and the rest will come. So yes.
Aren't we lucky today that you and I are saying this out loud because now we're even solidifying it more for ourselves?
Yes, we are. We definitely, and sometimes you have to hear that and you have to talk it out and you're like, oh, okay, wait, I did this and now I know better. So, and that's why I was telling someone else that I was doing an interview with, that's why I love doing like these entrepreneur segments because not only does it help, the audience because there's the I like to show the unglamorous side to entrepreneurship. Like all you see is the glitz and glamour. I like to show the unglamorous side of it. And then also it helps me to learn things because I'm connecting with and talking to people that I would have never connected with before, never talked with before if I didn't do this. And I'm learning tips, I'm learning tricks, I'm learning things that I can implement into my business. I love doing these segments.
I do too. I love people. I just like you said, connecting with people that you've never chatted with, just learning and growing together. It's the most magnificent. I think it's the most magnificent part of our 3-year evolution.
I do. I mean, I agree with you because you can learn something from everyone. So yes, you get no pushback from me on that one.
You and I are going to make a physical connection one day, and
Yes.
like, because we are remembering.
Yeah, like, listen, I'm like, ooh, retreats. I want to go on a retreat. And I'm like, I went to Arizona once. It was like, oh my gosh, it's almost 10 years ago when I went to Arizona, but it was really nice. I loved it. I enjoyed it. And
Well, I would love to extend that invitation. I actually have a Spring Equinox 2024 retreat that is all about entrepreneurs that I've put together right over Spring Equinox. It's going to be a beautiful setting of kind of putting our business and our life union together and creating over the equinox what we desire to see through the rest of our 2024. So that might be a fun one for you to play in.
yeah, I'll definitely have to take a look at it. Thank you. And also, make sure you like send me the information for it, and I'll put it in the show notes as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. And so then my next question for you, how does it feel to lead in the most expensive time ever for entrepreneurs?
Oh, joyfully, just every bit of joy and love.
Okay.
Those are the two words. Every bit of joy and love. To know your whole life that there must be something better, there must be something different, and to physically arrive in that place of limitless possibility where you recognize that you create whatever difference you want to create, and you love the way that you want to love. I've waited my whole life for this, probably centuries gone over in many lifetimes, to really experience, and again, to circle everything in, to feel, to be in my body and actually feel the vibration, the highest vibration of love, which is what I ask for every day, and to joyfully lead in it. Real. Like, there are, people ask me all the time, do you even have days? And I'm like, maybe I have hours. I have hours that I'm working through residual energies that maybe don't feel love. But most of my time is spent in the truth. Like, we create whatever we want. We are there. We're in a place on a timeline, in a lifetime, that we get to go back to wholeheartedly creating on purpose, that we get to show up in our most authentic fashion and create and share and learn and grow, but not apart now, together.
Right.
And that's what publishing has done. That's what storytelling has done. That's what inviting people into physical space has done for me. It has helped me realize that we can create what we've wished for our whole lives. We can create peace on earth, and I'm living in it. We don't have to hope anymore. It's here. We're here. We just have to step into it every day.
Right. Step into it. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Mary, are there any other tips or advice that you would like to share before we go today?
I would love to just share with you. I have a gift for you if you go to my website. It's a full body reset, so it can get you in the same energetic vibration that I often find myself in, or maybe you're feeling from me right now. So I'd love to offer you that. Just a reminder that you get to create your life every single day. It is a daily practice. And so, yes, you have to do it daily, just like you get up and get dressed and put your pants on. Every day, you can choose to live and lead a joy-filled and loving life. You just choose it every day. Choose it.
Choose it. All right. Well, thank you so much. And before we go, can you tell everyone where they can find you at and how they can connect with you?
Absolutely. Easy peasy, marygooden.com. You can grab a gift there. You can learn about the retreats. You can learn about the publishing. You can learn about the business masterminds, all at MaryGooden.com. Thank you, Angel, so much. I appreciate you.
You are very welcome. And I will make sure to link your website into the show notes as well, so that people can find you and that they can get their free gift. So thank you so much for joining me today on the episode. I have enjoyed talking to you, and I just really appreciate this.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, everyone. I will talk to you